It is 7:04, and here we are. Power Trip Morning Show. Big show today. Big show.
Yeah, I guess Pablo Lopez is like 5 minutes away. He's going to be here even earlier than we thought possibly. He's almost here. Haven't met him. Heard he's super cool.
Can't wait.
And I don't know if you guys saw what I posted on Twitter last night and stuff, but I posted like a fake Pablo Lopez initials card.
Yeah.
Do you see some of the things that I wrote on that? Because I just did a 2-minute Google search.
Yeah.
He, I think both of his parents were doctors, and he was accepted to medical school when he was 16 years old. He had friends, I think on the Marlins, that called him Google because he just knew everything. So they would ask him questions and he would know. So his nickname was Google.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, but you guys, Matt Burke went to Harvard. You guys beat him. Do Young Park's been on Jeopardy. You guys beat him.
Once.
Right, but I'm just saying, so Pablo might be super, super smart. That doesn't mean he's going to beat you at this game. This is a different beast.
He's old too, so his memory still works.
His memory probably still works. So I guess he's extremely smart.
Accepted to medical school at 16.
That's incredible.
That's insane.
Yep. Good for him.
It's not working?
Speaks something like 4+ languages fluently.
I don't speak one.
I don't speak one. Sauce, you're not well-read like Daniel Lambert.
No.
Speaking of not speaking more than one language, what up, Mark Parrish?
Hi, how we doing?
Hey.
Lazy. I felt so lazy in hockey locker rooms. Those Europeans, they obviously speak multiple because it's so easy to travel around there.
Yeah.
Like Maris Cherkasky could speak 7 different languages and all this. Yes, he was.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and then there was me butchering English.
Hey, man.
It worked out.
Yeah.
You could score goals. That was the language of hockey.
Yep. And
that's all you needed. Good for you, man.
Portuguese and Italian. I mean, come on.
Those are 2 great languages to know. Are you kidding me? Portuguese, too.
Yeah. Look at this guy.
And
That's
not only is he all
your
that,
favorite kind of breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
he can also throw about a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, there's that.
He might be the definition of God-giving with both hands.
I mean, so smart guy, super smart, good looking and athletic, and now he's filthy rich.
He throws a stinker? That's a sinker. Sorry.
It's his version.
No, that was Daniel Lambert, the ultimate Lambert.
Poor Daniel Lambert.
Leave
him alone.
I bet
He's been dead for 200+ years. Who cares?
Leave Daniel alone.
Great bit.
All right, should we do the news quickly before Pablo walks in?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Hold on, here we go. The other news is that our poor guy Mark.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey.
Poor Mark is so sore.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you're in great shape, dude. But you're out there skating around, like really getting after it. That's got to be using muscles you ain't used in a long time, right?
Yeah, and they are screaming at me right now for it. It was it's so much fun to get back and do those charity games and everything, and down there at the hockey day, it was an awesome venue. It was a great setup. We got some really cool uniforms, I got to be honest with you.
Those are sweet.
Right? Like kind of the 80 Olympic USA blue ones. We got some crazy cool uniforms. And it's great to get back together with everybody. It's so funny because you're all excited in the first period and you get out there and you're like, oh, this doesn't feel too bad. I think I might be. And by the time the second period starts, you want to die. By the third period, I couldn't move. It was hysterical because we were down, I think, 8-3. Into the third period, and one of our guys on the bench like, all right, guys, we got to start getting some shots. And I turned and looked at him like, we got to get it across the red line first. Like, we're not even getting it out of our end.
So who was on your team? Give us the names that we would know.
Paulie Martin, Joe Mauer, Taylor Chorney, Jeff Tafe was out there for us. Adam Wilcox was out there playing goalie for us. Oh gosh, I'm blanking now. Of course.
Not Pablo Lopez?
Ryan Carter was out there. No, Pablo was another, but Mauer was out there.
He's too tall to play hockey, probably, anyway.
I actually got, I stole Mauer's jersey and made him sign it because I don't know how many people have a game-worn Joe Mauer jersey, hockey jersey.
Probably very few.
But I made sure I took that right away from him.
The ace of the Minnesota Twins walked in, so I'm going to go to work now. I love you guys.
Good to see you, dude.
I will see you next Friday.
Yes.
Love you.
Yeah.
Go to my website, johncreasel.com. Book me for a speaking engagement.
Dude, you're the best, man.
Go to Hockey Day tonight.
And go to Hockey Day tonight.
Hockey Day. You and Parrish.
And Mark will be signing bottles of Northland. So come donate to UHL and get a bottle.
Awesome.
Love you, bud.
All right, dude.
Love you, bud. There he goes.
All right, Minnesota Twins pitcher Pablo Lopez makes his power trip debut right now.
Don't be offended, Pablo. Cool. He had to go to work.
Yeah, he's got to go to work.
Yeah.
Good
morning, man. How are you? Oh, you can't hear? Hang on, we'll help you out.
Use that slide.
You got it? There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, good morning, man.
Good morning. How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Very cold.
Yeah, get that microphone over in front
What
of
is
you,
it? Yeah,
if you don't mind. There you go.
Not
there
like
you go.
not like
There you go.
Venezuela, right?
Not like Venezuela at all. Not like Miami, which is where I just came from. But
Miami.
I was just telling Mitch, who drove me here, I had experienced weather like this just once before. The one where you throw boiling water and turns into like powder. But I don't know. It feels like I've never experienced it because it was just crazy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's nuts, but we'll get through it. We're hardy Minnesotans.
Yeah.
And I hear there's a hockey game outside today already.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can you even sweat today? Can you sweat?
Oh, yeah.
You can?
Oh, yeah. They'll get hot.
Athletes
They will
can.
get, yeah. And the nice thing,
Parrish could.
the nice thing about what they got going down there, the United Heroes League, is very, very warm benches. They got some heaters just pumping into those things, so it's very comfortable.
Okay.
Pablo, I don't know if you were listening on the drive over, but we just basically kissed a whole bunch of ass. We're like, look, this dude is super smart. He's athletic. You're filthy rich. You're a good looking dude. What are any of those individually like? Because none of us have experienced
Pick one.
any of those.
Well, you forgot to say I have gray hair too.
You looked at me when you said that. That's not fair.
No, man, I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be here. And it's just, baseball brought me here. Baseball has given me so much, and I just try to represent where I come from as good as I can, no matter like the situation I'm in, the uniform I put on. I just try to represent where I come from. You know what they say? Play for the team play for the team you have in front, but also you're representing your name in the back of your jersey. So just super grateful every day, and that's how I try to like approach it.
Can you tell me about your hometown, your homeland, where you're from? I obviously have never been to Venezuela. I would love to know about it.
Okay, so geographically, if you have Venezuela in front of you, I am on the most western state, which borders with Colombia. And then I'm on like the city that's like on a lake, on a huge lake. I think it's the largest lake in Latin America. And it's particularly cool because it connects with the Caribbean Sea. So it's very, very hot. It's very hot, very warm. It's very flat, but it's so culturally diverse, culturally rich. So it's just a really cool place. And I have so many fun memories. Baseball is the biggest sport back in Venezuela. So I grew up playing baseball along some other sports. I play tennis, I play volleyball. So, but it's just, the people are just very warm. Like Latin culture is very warm. I'm very warm, very affectionate as it is. So that's like one of the things I miss the most when I go home. And then like I stay at my grandma's house. I sleep in her bunk bed, and it's just such a cool place to be. And it's, geographically located. I'm like 4 hours away from the mountains, 4 hours away from the beach, 4 hours away from like the big prairies, kind of like our Midwest to say, like just flat, like farmland. So it's a really cool place that I try to go back every single year.
What's the flora and the fauna aspects of that area? What do we got for animals and stuff? What are you dealing with down there?
In Venezuela?
Sure.
We have the capybara, like the biggest rodent in the world. Yeah. It's originated to like the Amazon part of like Venezuela.
How big are we talking?
I don't know, like maybe 20 pounds for a rodent.
Hang on,
that's a big rodent.
That's a 20-pound rat.
Pretty much the biggest rodent, but they're pretty cute.
That's a huge bitch. He's got to hit it. He's got to hit it.
Yeah.
That's gross. Are they dangerous or they're just big?
They're just there. They're just like a live stuffed animal. Yeah. So they're just there. They're cute.
That is a huge lake. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. That is a giant lake.
I know.
Wow. And you were talking about how everybody played baseball. That's how it was when I was growing up here. Not so much anymore. But was that a situation where everybody met in the park and played baseball?
Everybody.
That's
like
so cool.
I grew up playing baseball with the people I went to school with, like my neighbors, and it was just playing baseball, like either on the field, or we used to go to this bank that had a huge parking lot, and we used to go and we used to play baseball with our hands. So we would just like either grab tennis balls or like much softer like cross ball and hit it with our hands, and we used to play like 2 bases like baseball. So it was only 2 bases, and you would play like that, or we would play with bottle caps. You threw the bottle caps and you hit it with a broomstick. So pretty cool rules. Like if the catcher caught it without you swinging, it didn't matter where he caught it, would be a strike. But if you swing a miss and the catcher catches it, then it's a strikeout. Then you want to speed up the game, and you would play up to like 3 innings, and it was just a fun time. So everything is like baseball related. You're always moving. You're always making a swing motion. You're always doing like a throwing motion. So baseball's just a huge part. And now that I'm able to fortunately be in the situation I'm in, it's just really cool to like go back and like look back to like the stadiums I used to play in when I was little and see how how much of the passion is still growing down there.
Learning with a bottle cap should make it feel like a baseball is the size of a beach ball.
Oh my God. It's hitting hitting a baseball with a bat after that, it's like hitting with a church's door.
Yeah.
You're hitting a baseball with a church's door. That thing is just massive. But my dad also used to throw beans, like black beans or like any kinds of like that. He would like throw that to me in the backyard. It's just like, we gotta train your eye. We gotta train your eyes. Didn't work because I have to wear contacts now. So maybe I was just focusing so much on hitting the beans that my eyes got all messed up. But it was just a lot of baseball, which is fun.
Damn.
And you hit left-handed and throw right-handed or the other way around? Which one is it?
I throw righty, hit lefty, and I have 11 hits in the big leagues. So I have to mention that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You do, but
You had that stat ready to go.
131 batting average.
wow.
When did you realize you could pitch like you can?
They made me.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a position player because I like to hit. I like to, shag baseballs in the outfield. But when I was trying out, I was just very slow. So when I was 14, 15, I was still very good at baseball for that age, but I was just very slow. But I gave it a try. So my dad took me to track and field lessons. So when I make it there, the track and field coach is like, let me see your form. And I do my form. He's like, well, the good thing is your form sucks. So we can get you better. We can bet you faster. So I ran the 60 yard dash and I was like a 7.6, which is super slow. So within a few months, he got me down to like a 7 flat. But then my 15-year-old me, I was playing a pico game and I play hard and I slid into home plate and I broke my ankle because I crashed with the catcher. So by the time I came back, I was back to my 7.6. And it was October of 2011, and my signing period was July of 2012. So I was super slow, but the arm was still there. So a couple scouts were like, they invited me to a tryout, making me think I was going to go as an outfielder. They were like, why don't you just get on the mound real quick? And I'm like, sure, why not? Then I started like getting on the mound, and I started like creeping up every time I got on the mound until like I finally made the transition, and I didn't want to. I honestly didn't want to, but then I knew like I was running out of time and the windows to sign are super short, like as an international free agent. So my dad convinced me let's just take the opportunity. Let's get in the business, like get into pro ball. And after that, if for whatever reason you try to like make a switch or like we can persuade someone to make a position player. It never happened. I stuck to pitching, but I started developing that love for it, and I mean, here I am now.
Wow! And you signed with the Mariners at 16, is that right?
Yes, July. I signed July 4th, 2012. So right at 16 years old.
Wow! You've lived so much of a life. I'm 55 and I've done nothing.
Oh, Pablo, some of these team names that you played for, going through the minors and getting back up, getting to the majors.
What's your favorite one? Let me guess.
I mean,
it's got to be the Baby Cakes.
The New Orleans Baby Cakes is unbelievable. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
The Modesto Nuts.
Yeah.
The Modesto Nuts is awesome. The Clinton Lumber Kings.
The Jupiter Hammerheads.
That's unbelievable.
Yes.
These are just cool ass names.
The minor league has some elite names. I'll tell you that. Elite names, elite promos. People are just having fun. And because some of them are such small towns that people just like devote themselves to watch us play for. I mean, in the minor leagues, you play 140 games. So for 70 games, like that's what people do. So you get to meet some people that are just devoted, not even like, when I was playing in Clinton, people were not Seattle Mariners fans. They were Lumber Kings fans because that's a hometown team, if you know what I mean. So you get to meet a lot of people that are passionate about the little things, and then they have all kinds of promotions to make it fun for the fans. So the minor leagues they're tough. They're tough. They're definitely a humbling experience. They get you ready for like the real world real quick, but it's also fun. Like if you appreciate like where you are that like for that day, like I used to tell myself, these are my big leagues for right now. I know what the big leagues are, but for today, these are my big leagues, and I have to like play hard. I have to go for it. So when you find moments like that, you can have a lot of fun.
Are Baby Cakes, or is it something that is nothing to do with desserts? Like, what the hell are Baby Cakes?
I remember it's something with like a donut or something.
You know, that sounds amazing.
But don't look up the Baby Cakes mascot. It's pretty.
I think I've seen that. Isn't it like the terrifying bit?
Yeah, he's like a huge baby.
So is it like a beignet then, since it's New Orleans?
I mean, the beignets are like, like that. Yeah. The place to get them is Café Du Monde.
So good, right?
Oh, it's so good. So good. I got it at the French Quarters when I was there. So good.
Again, in case you're just tuning in, that's Pablo López of the Minnesota Twins. I already love him. And to your left right there, that's Marnie Gellner.
Marnie, Pablo, Marnie.
I'm guessing you guys know each other, right? No? Have you crossed paths at all?
We've crossed paths a few times.
Yeah, but when I was covering the team more regularly, you were not there yet.
That was pre-Pablo.
Yeah. He was baby caking it, jumbo shrimping it.
Yeah, we speak Spanish when we see each other, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Hola.
See?
Well, speaking of that, so Pablo, I don't know if you knew this, but according to your Wikipedia page, you speak like something 4+ language fluently, something like that, 4-ish, right?
I learned them growing up just because I was at this like linguistic institute. My parents put me in because my parents were like insane about education.
And they're both doctors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they put me at this place where like they were just feeding me all these subjects in different languages. But when I made it to my 8th grade, so 12 years old, they asked me which one I wanted to intensify in. So I'm having this conversation with you right now because I chose to intensify in English.
Got it.
So that's why I'm able to have this conversation
Good
right
choice.
now. Right?
Well, so here's my follow-up. So the man over there meets us, Paul Lambert, took, 4 years of Mandarin?
Yes, sir.
How much do you know?
Ni hao.
That's what he has retained.
Ni hao ma?
Yeah, that's all. Yes. So that's all I remember.
Can we try something here? Let's try this. Say, like, good morning, nice to meet you in some language, and let's just see if he can guess the language.
Buenos días, mucho gusto.
Spanish?
Yeah.
Try a different one.
Bom dia, meu amigo.
Portuguese?
Yes.
Hang on. That's cheating because you were listening when we mentioned earlier that he spoke Portuguese.
I only started listening when he got here.
But hang on, if you were watching the stream, you looked around like you were, going through your brain like, that sounds a little bit like Portuguese.
I can't get something right.
You got it right.
That was unbelievable.
And I think you guys said he speaks
100%. Yeah. But that means you were listening at least 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're a wordsmith.
Yeah, thank you.
People
Ni
talk
hao,
about that.
Marty.
Ni hao, Marnie. Ni hao. He knows Mandarin.
Yeah.
Ni hao to you.
Yeah, same.
Sounds like
And with
Pablo
you.
knows at least twice as much Mandarin as you do.
Yes, he does.
Because we go to the same barber, that's why.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right, Pablo Lopez makes his Power Trip debut now, but he makes his initials debut in like 50 minutes or so. More with Pablo Lopez of the Minnesota Twins, Marnie Gellner and Mark Parrish after this Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
Ball.
It's the Power Trip Morning Show at 7:26, and here we are. If you're listening live, it's whatever time it is, whenever you're listening to it. If you're listening on the podcast, cast of thousands in the main studio, including our new friend, Minnesota Twin Pablo Lopez, and our old friend Marnie Gellner. And I mean,
So old.
So old.
I mean old as in we've been friends forever.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Forever.
Great song.
So, Pablo, are you familiar with the game you're about to play in 50 minutes? And are you familiar with the fact that about a year ago, your teammate Ryan Jeffers played and won, which is not easy to do? So the pressure's on, man.
Is it a bad thing if I say no?
No, absolutely not. You'll figure it out. You're smart.
Yes.
We'll walk you
I'll
through
try
it in
my
50
best.
minutes.
I'll have fun.
100%.
I'll bring some good vibes. I'll be charming. So it'll be a little fun.
Check and check.
That'll work.
You get
That'll work.
extra points for charm
do.
in this show.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If I get any right, it's just a bonus.
100%.
Let's do that.
And then Jeffers will trash talk you.
That's okay.
Love it. Should we do a little bit of sports, Sauce? You could throw some stuff at Pablo. Let's see what he thinks.
Okay.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip. Presented by All Around, your TimberTech deck building contractor.
The Minnesota Wild beat the Red Wings 4-3 in OT. Kirill Kaprizov scored twice, including the overtime winner. Quinn Hughes had 3 assists. The Wild are 29-14-9. They battle the Panthers tomorrow at 8 p.m., Perry.
And yeah, you know what? Since I was down in Northfield at a swim meet last night, Zacho, you want to take this one?
Man, I'd love to. Am I on?
Yeah.
Okay. It was a great win for the Wild. Red Wings, we talked about it on Wednesday, a very good team, and it looked like it. It had a bit of a playoff look, particularly toward the end of it. And Kirill Kaprizov, breakout game, has been not struggling, but not producing like he normally does. And oh boy, did he produce. Got a big overtime game winner. There was a Chris Hockey lookalike. It was a good night in St. Paul, and hopefully that continues on Hockey Day tomorrow night against the Florida Panthers. And as you know, Parrish, you said it on Wednesday. It's very true. Just never gets any easier in the schedule as they steamroll towards the Olympic break.
Right on.
Nailed it.
Pablo, they ever had you do Let's Play Hockey? The Wild ever had you out to a game?
They actually did when they played the Panthers in Miami. Oh. I think it was in 2024. So that's been the only time I've watched the Wild play in person, which was super cool. Super cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Florida's been pretty good for a long time.
Ice hockey real big in Venezuela?
Huge, you know.
Up in the mountains.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a good team for the Winter Olympics, you know. I'm going to take a break from spring training to go there.
The Wolves are a sinking ship. They've lost 4 straight, and 2 of their losses, they were double-digit favorites. They lost last night, 120-115 to the Bulls. They host the Warriors tomorrow, Marnes, at 4:30.
Yeah, it's not been a good stretch, especially these last two. Last night, Anthony Edwards got 2 fouls in the first 4 minutes, and normally he plays all 12 minutes of the first quarter. And things like that can throw him off, and that threw him off, and he just didn't. I don't know. He never looked like himself. He was missing shots in the lane that would normally fall for him. He was 9 for 25, had 20 points, which you have these nights. He is human and he is allowed to have an off night. It just wasn't a good night to have an off night. And the Wolves defense just is not good enough right now. And it needs to correct. And I don't think that we should lower our expectations, because this, from week to week, we could think we're challenging for a championship, or our ship is sinking, as you phrased it, Sauce.
Thank you.
And it will go back to we can contend for a championship in a week as soon as this kind of straightens itself out.
They desperately need a point guard.
They need something else.
Mike Conley,
I know.
Great dude. It's over. DiVincenzo can't really do it, and Dillingham doesn't get off the bench.
Yeah. And Bones Highland here and there is a great option, but last night he was 1 for 6 and had 3 points. So the bench total had 28 points. Nas had 20 of them. So outside of Nas Reed, the bench, just probably doesn't have enough. Pablo, you play any basketball in Venezuela?
Only because I was told during recess in school. But actually, so we do have a basketball league, which is not good enough. It's not very good. But I used to go to basketball games with my dad. My dad played more basketball than I did. I would just play for fun. But you have to be insanely athletic to play basketball. Yes. And I don't know how those people move that well when they're that tall. Like, they make me look short and they make me look like I'm not that athletic. So I do admire and respect what they do. And I hear some people say, like, oh, they only play 12 minutes 4 times. Like, that's just nonstop back and forth. Imagine doing suicides, like, back and forth, never ending. So I don't know much about basketball, but from an athlete standpoint, I admire like what they can do physically and the way they perform.
They're in good shape.
Super dumb question, because I know every team has their own athletic trainer and staff and nutritionists and doctors and stuff. But how often do Minnesota Twins players overlap with other sports teams in the Twin Cities? Like, do you ever cross paths with a trainer, with a Wild member, Vikings player, Wolf, anything like that?
Doesn't happen too much, but this last season in 2025, I was injured most of it. And then there was a moment where I was doing my rehab at Target Field, and I know the Wolves were using Target Field to run like stands, like they were running up and down the stands, and Anthony Edwards was one of them, and that was super cool. So our PT for the Twins was really good friends with, I think, the strength coach for the Wolves. So we overlap at Target Field once or twice. So that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Sauce?
The Baltimore Ravens are hiring former Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter as their head coach. It's a 5-year deal.
Duh.
The NFL Final Four is set, and the showdown starts on Sunday with the Pats at Denver. The Patriots are a 4.5-point favorite over the home team, the Denver Broncos. Then at 5:30, the Seahawks battle the Rams. The Seahawks are a 2.5-point favorite.
Wow. Can't wait. Gonna be great games.
Wait. It'll be fun.
You like football at all? American football at all, Pablo?
I like it. Yeah. I'm still learning it.
It's a lot of rules.
Yeah, Mitch, who drove me here from the Twins, actually was my GM for my first ever fantasy football league. I never got a text that we won. So I assume we did not win, but
you got too many aces.
It was fun. I think we scored the most points a couple weeks here and there.
If you never got a text, is there a chance that you just deposited the money and Mitch just ran off with it and never?
I don't think so, but you never know. But It was fun. It was cool to learn about that. He was mad at me because I didn't go to the draft, but he drafted the one player I wanted him to draft, so that was good.
Which was?
The kicker for the Patriots. The only Venezuelan in the NFL right now. But I wanted him to draft him in the first round. but then he did make a good point. If I'm a GM and I draft in the last round the player you wanted me to be draft in the first round, that means I'm a good GM. I'm like, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
So he did say that.
And he got him. Got him late?
He got him
late. Yeah, last pick, see?
Does that make the
Irrelevant.
Patriots your favorite NFL team because of that connection?
Yes, but the originally is the 49ers just because it's like fun. I'm number 49 and I'm not like really like into football. So I'm number 49. Let me just be a 49ers fan just to make it fun. But yeah, right now, like the 4 that are left, I'm going for the Patriots because of the kicker.
How'd you find the love of 49? Do you have some kind of personal significance to that, or is that just a number you picked up early?
I actually didn't pick it, but when they gave it to me, there was a couple pitchers that I admire with number 49. Jake Arrieta was one of them who was like super, super good when he was with the Chicago Cubs. So when they gave me 49, I'm like, it's a really good pitching number. By the time I considered changing it, my family had gear with 49 all over. So I'm like, well, I can't do this to them. So I just stuck with it. And anymore, if I want to go somewhere now, I have to like buy the number. Like that's a tradition in sports where you go somewhere and like if you want that number, you have to buy it. So when I came to the Twins, I had to buy it from Louis Varland. So I call him and I'm like, hey, like, can I take 49? He's like, yeah, you can take it. And then like spring training, I bought him a couple suits with like some tailor that went to our camp.
Not a bad deal.
What is the biggest amount or biggest gift you've seen exchanged for a number?
I have heard of $20,000 watches.
Wow.
I once heard about a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And I know a guy that used to be with the Padres when Juan Soto got traded to the Padres, almost got Juan Soto to give him a boat, but then settled for a watch.
Yeah.
So some of these deals, do you see the Ohtani with Joe Kelly one? Ohtani got him a Porsche.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, he got him a whole car.
He signed a $700 million deal. He could buy us all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a
boat would be
dinner
great.
from Michael Pekka.
Yeah.
Mitch bought me a suit with your fantasy football money.
And he bought me a Porsche.
Taylor Rogers is back with the Twins. That's in the news today, too. Taylor agreed to a 1-year, $2 million deal with the Twins, 35 years old. Was he here when you were here? What year did you get here?
I got here for the season of 2023, so he was
so a
no
couple
longer
years
here.
later.
But in baseball, when you have good reputations like the one he does, like that he's a fantastic human being, great pitcher also for the Twins a couple of years back. So super excited to get to know him and then just learn from him what he's learned with other teams so we can like bring back into our culture and, get a good vibe going, get something good in the clubhouse. So when you get good people that are also good players, like into the clubhouse, like we're going to be able to we're going to be able to bring a lot of good things into like our philosophy, our community. So super excited to meet him. Hopefully I get to meet him this weekend.
Go ahead, Monty.
I was just going to ask about his entrance song because Mitch can confirm, didn't Taylor Rogers have The Chain by Fleetwood Mac? His entrance from the bullpen was awesome, and the ribbon board would have chains on it. Ooh. And if you think of Fleetwood Mac, I've seen you sing this in concert.
Yeah,
huh?
Great song.
I would never think, what a great baseball entrance song, but then you hear it and it's sort of dark and it will never break.
Yeah, because it doesn't on the surface sound like a good pick, but it worked, huh?
And you as a starter don't have a bullpen entrance song.
No,
come on.
I don't have a bullpen entrance, but I do get the luxury. They play my song for like a good 30, 40 seconds. Some relievers get the short end of the stick because someone comes in and like they're doing some promo, and then by the time the promo's over, the pitcher has to pitch. So some relievers do get the short end on the stick. I get a little spoiled because I do get like at least 30 seconds of my song with a little hype up video. So, I mean, you win some, you lose some, sure. but the closer entrances are really, really cool. Yeah. That's been so fun to see in the last, I don't know, anywhere from 5 to 6 years, how teams are making a cool experience when you bring your closer, making light shows, turning the lights off. Like, obviously, we all know the Joan Duran one. Mm-hmm. And then anywhere around the league, you see teams trying to one-up each other with the entrances. So it's really cool to see.
Because they used to just jog in from the bullpen and pitch.
Yeah.
There was nothing. And now it's...
Until like the WWF.
And now it's a part of the game.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your song?
I usually stick to song by Venezuelan artists. So like last year I had one by this band called Rawayana, which is like my favorite band right now. But I always try to go for something that's a little like hype. So like I want Venezuela, but I want something that people can like move to or dance to. So, but I usually try to stick to like that kind of like that artist.
Love it. Sounds good. All right, more with Pablo López of the Minnesota Twins after this Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
The Fan.
Everybody took a quick bathroom break, but don't worry, Perry's here and I'm here. We got this.
We got this covered.
Yeah,
we don't need anyone else.
You want to talk about like other sports like basketball and stuff like that?
Yeah, let's break down our expertise.
Some good info and stuff like that.
Yeah, let's. Who are we going to break down today? The Celtics, Golden State.
Huck, thanks for the unrivaled assist.
You're welcome.
Usually Corey's in here to guide me through that grid.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell the ones that the real radio professionals versus those that just kind of dip in and out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, she was actually just making fun of me for not being able to read that. That's why I can't do live spots. So I kind of enjoyed the fact that she messed it up.
You know, Corey?
Yes, sir.
I love when we have guests in and I try to learn a little bit more about him. And Pablo López is here, the Minnesota Twins, of course, and his home country of Venezuela. Here's something I did not know until this morning. Christopher Columbus discovered, essentially, you know what, as we say, Venezuela on his third voyage. I didn't know he did more than one. Did you guys?
Oh, no.
I don't know if I really thought about it.
1492, we've heard about that. But in 1498, the current drug him over to Venezuela. There he was. How about that? Didn't know that. Learning about your beautiful country. And when I say beautiful, my goodness, the pictures. Holy moly.
Yeah. You know why it's called Venezuela?
I do not.
So when people first made it to like what's Venezuela right now, they made it actually to my state through the lake, and they saw these like little like houses floating in the water, and then they said like, oh, it looks like Venice. So Venezuela pretty much means little Venice.
Yeah.
So because he gave that feeling. So like these houses were called palafitos. That's Fitos. And then like these were just like floating houses. So then people were moving like in boats, canoes. So they gave like this like Spanish like voyagers that impression of like little Venice.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Never thought of that. That makes sense.
Did all the kids and especially all the boys play baseball all the time when you were growing up?
Most of us were always at the baseball field. That's why I said like my classmates were also my teammates. My team, like my neighbors were also my teammates, and we were always just playing baseball. And like soccer's also big, but soccer's was more like what you would play either on recess at school or like sometimes play it on the streets. Just like play soccer. Like you would put like 2 rocks like at the end of the street and 2 rocks on the other. Like that was like the goal. So it's like if the ball went through those, you would score. But it was mainly baseball. Baseball was like the most organized to play for a team, like little leagues, and then do a lot of like travel ball within the country. So it was, like the passion for it. It's crazy, and it's cool that at least like my hometown is still keeping up with the baseball tradition. And I try to help out as much as I can now, like sending like supplies for like my brand deals with like Mizuno, that they send me equipment. I also have worked on my deal that I get some donation money. So like I get to buy a decent amount of gear and equipment, and then I send it back home to like the little league where I played at.
Wow.
Awesome.
I've got a bunch of random baseball questions. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely.
Okay. As a pitcher, do you have to throw the baseball every day, or do you feel like you should?
So I'm on a 5-day cycle. The only day I don't throw, it's a day after pitching. And it's for 2 reasons. Number one is for rest, like recovery. Like I do enough to recover with like working out and shoulder exercises. The second reason is because I'm so sore the day after pitching that I'm not really getting anything out of throwing that day. Like I'm not getting stronger. I'm not getting better at throwing that day because I'm just so beat up. So the other days I do throw consistently. So each day has a certain distance and volume. So day 1, I don't throw. Day 2, it's like a moderate recovery day. Day 3, we call it a bullpen day, which is a high intensity day. And then day 4 is like moderate to low because I'm getting ready for day 5, which is game day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Marty, if you don't mind. You max out, according to Wikipedia, at 97 miles per hour on a fastball, but your average velocity is 92 to 95. Can you tell the difference between a 91 mile per hour fastball and a 98 mile per hour fastball or 97 mile per hour fastball when it leaves your hand?
Absolutely.
Can you really?
I mean, you can tell like on the pregame bullpen, like, oh, I'm pumping today, or like, oh, I'm gonna have to figure it out today. And it's just the nature of the game. It's the nature of life. You know, like I wish every single day I felt my best or like I had my A stuff, but it's not gonna happen. Like over 32 starts in a season, I may have my best stuff like 8 times. So you're talking like. Dude, for 24 stars, you're just grinding. Like, you're just like 3 out of 4 times you're like have to figure out with what you have. You may not have your A stuff, but I have to make my B stuff, my A stuff for the day. But like when those 8 stars that I do have myself, like nothing's going to stop me. Like I'm going to be pumping those 97s, 98s. I'm going to be able to like hit my spots on every time. I'm going to be able to throw whatever pitch in any count. So those are the fun days. And those are like your elite stars. We're all bound to have like those stars. We're bound to like have to battle through some. And then, but you can definitely tell when you have your A stuff. You can definitely tell when the balls like have like that downhill angle and it's just like, you're never going to go. Like,
can the opposing team know before the game, like, oh crap, like Pablo's got it? Can they see it on the mound before the game even starts that you're just flinging it? They're in big trouble.
They can see it within the first 5 pitches. The first 5 pitches, the first 2 batters, they can see it. They can also see it the other way. They can also see it if you don't have it. So that's why I try to be like very emotionless on the mound. Like I try emphasize on the try. I try to make it seem like everything I'm doing is by design. Like if I'm all over the place, I'm like try to be composed, to be like, that's my plan. I may be freaking out on the inside, like where's my stuff? Right. Like why am I not throwing strikes when I want to throw strikes? But on the outside, you have to make it seem like that's your plan for the day. Like that's your approach for the day. Like, oh, I'm going to be effectively wild today. In the meantime, I'm trying to throw middle, and it's just going up and in on these guys. But the opposing team, they're like sharks, man. They smell the blood. Like if they see you bleeding, they're going to make you bleed. They're going to step on you. They're going to like find little things to do to rile you up even more. So you have to like find ways within yourself to stay composed and then externalize that sense of confidence. I always say that most of life is about confidence, and the tricky thing about confidence, no one knows if it's real or fake. So if you look confident, people might think you are, and then you try to go with it. And then as a starter, I get the luxury to try to go deep into the game. So then like, okay, I'm going to figure out, let me try in this moment where it's not a high leverage situation to see if I can find this pitch. And then when you find it, and then they start getting in this groove. And then like by the 4th, the 5th, the 6th inning, like I'm locked in and I'm able to give the depth that I want to give.
Who's the tough? Oh, sorry, Martin.
Go ahead.
Who's the toughest pitcher hitter that you just, even if you have your A stuff, you can't get out? Who's somebody that comes to mind?
Corey Seager.
Yeah.
Who's now with the Texas Rangers. Like he, I don't know. It must be one of and I've heard these things before, like some batters, whether it's because of their batting stance or where they stand in the box, they might be able to see the ball better out of like, any particular pitcher's hand. So like Corey Seager I think he's hit like 3 homers off of me, all 3 on different pitches. So the last time I faced him, like I usually do reports for the 9 guys I'm going to face. Like, I'm just going to emphasize on Corey Seager. It was just like a personal thing. I made it personal. Like, my reports were so specific for him. I'm like, let me just find where all the blue's good. Like, blues means where they're cold in the batting zone, in the strike zone. So I'm like, let me find all the blue. So where the blue is with what pitch, what location, what count. So like, I made all this plan. Like, Corey Seager's my guy. He's not going to beat me. You always hear like, this is the guy that cannot beat you. You want to get after this guy. So I found the spot and I'm like, I'm just going to pepper him with fastballs inside, because in the last 2 weeks leading up to that game, he was not getting to that spot. So I was just peppering him. And that day, thankfully, I had my A stuff. So I was pumping 97, 98 up in his kitchen. Wow. And then when you see them cheat, then you buy yourself some real estate out there. So they always say for pitching, like, batters can't cover everything. If you're thinking in, you can't cover outside. So once I made him aware of in, then I expose him outside. And then that's just a back and forth. You use something to open something else. You want to be one step ahead. Like, if I'm going to get you out with a changeup, I have to make you respect the other part of the zone. So a batter like him that day, I just made it like my mission to be one step ahead of him.
Genius.
Wow.
In the course of a game, when you often see like an umpire throw a fresh ball or get the catcher get a fresh ball from the umpire and throw it to the pitcher, and then it's an immediate, like a couple of spins around the hand and it's toss that one out. I need a new one. When that happens to you, what is it that you feel on the baseball that you don't like most often, that you need to feel when you get a fresh pearl?
They just feel slippery. They feel slippery or they feel wet just because some games are so hot. The umpires are also sweating and the umpires keep the balls on the packets next to them. So sometimes you get one and they're soaking wet. I'm like, this is just sweating as much as I am behind the catcher. So I actually have a fun joke with my friend, Fred, who's the security guard for the Twins. He sits at the end of the dugout. So he's like, I'm going to count how many baseballs you throw out because I throw out a lot of baseballs. Like every time I get a baseball, I toss it out. I mean, I get a baseball and I don't like it, I toss it out. So he keeps track of how many I do. So it's quite a bit. But
why are you tossing them?
Yeah.
What? They're all wet. They're all sweaty?
They're just slippery. They're slippery. They just feel like.
Well, then you get one all of a sudden it's sandpaper. And you're like, there it is.
Well, that's just like sometimes there's no consistency because it's actual people who's rubbing these baseballs with a special mud that they use. But like, it's a human element of it. Like some might be a little darker, some might be a little clearer. So there's just a few that just feel too slippery. But then also I feel bad if I ask for a new one and I get one, it's also slippery. I'm like, well, I can't be this guy. So I just, then if I get it a second time, I have to deal with it.
So a couple months ago, we had your new manager, Derek Shelton, in. Seems like a great dude. We liked him a lot. Fun times. How much in-game difference can a manager make for a starting pitcher? Like, what is the role during the game, not necessarily coaching off the field before the game? Like, how important is the relationship between you and Derek?
It's a huge relationship. It's a huge component. And the biggest thing, it's about confidence. You want your manager to trust you when you're on the mound, that you are the best guy. You are the best pitcher to get this batter out. Now that's earned. You don't get that for free. You got to earn it. So you have to find moments in a season where like it's one of those like situations where like, oh, the manager might take me out, but I want to prove to him that in these situations I can still perform. I'm still your better option, your best option. It could be later in the game. I'm better than any reliever right now. Like that's a mentality you have to have, and you got to earn that. So you have to like have conversations with your manager, like leading up to the game, or like the relationship you build with him to let the manager know like, hey, I'm a competitor. I get the luxury to be spoiled for 4 days to get ready for this game. But on this game, you got to let me die on that mound. You got to let me just bleed for my guys. You got to let me just be your best option. Like I have 4 days to recover. Just let me go all out. So you let the manager know that that's your mentality. Like that's just how I prepare myself. And then when you're on the mound in like that 6th, 7th inning, bases loaded, no outs late in the game, like the manager knows that you're built for those moments. And then when he gives you the opportunity, then you can't screw up because then you're not going to get it again. Then like next situation, it's a high leverage moment. Then he's going to take you out, which is fine. That's why we have a great bullpen set. That's why relievers are so nasty nowadays, so they can get you out of those situations. But like, it's that like ego that we all have as athletes. Like I want to be the guy to get out of any situation. So like the manager having your back in those moments, it makes a huge difference. And that's like the kind of guy that Shelton looks to be. Like he called me the day after he got hired, which I thought was a super professional move. And like I appreciated it to no end. So, I'm excited to meet him in person too, because then we had a couple Zoom sessions. So I'm super excited.
Pablo López again is our guest of the Minnesota Twins, and I want to be your best friend now, if that's possible. You throw a baseball 98 miles per hour. You have a weapon in your hand every time you throw the ball. Does that ever factor into your head that have you ever clobbered anybody? Does that worry you? And if you do you stay up late feeling bad about it? How do you deal with that?
I have my fair share of hit by pitches, and it's a mentality. Like when you're on the mound, you just know that you can't be afraid of like making people aware that you have that weapon, the way you order it. Like you have that weapon. You never want to hurt anybody. Let me just make sure that I'm saying that you never want to hurt anybody. Like if anything, as a pitcher, I never want to throw balls. Like I want to throw high quality pitches. I want to throw high quality strikes. But there's some situations that, you may not be feeling that you're hitting all of your spots, but you also don't want to miss over the zone, and then like you end up hitting somebody. But I talk about being emotionless. I talk about being kind of like stoic on the mound, and you can show a little bit of like remorse when that happens. You have to just make it seem like, hey, I made you aware that I'm going to pitch inside, and then the batter on the on-deck circle is paying attention to that. The batters in the dugout are paying attention to that. Like this guy's not afraid to pitch in. This guy's not afraid to show that we can't get too comfortable on the mound. So you can flip it to be a little bit positive. Like I'm going to use this to make them aware that I'm going to pitch inside. But you also don't want to do that. Like a few years back, I was pitching against the St. Louis Cardinals, and there was a guy that we had to throw inside, and I hit him in the hand on accident, and I actually broke something. And he was a Venezuelan guy. So after the game, I DM'd him on Instagram, like, dude, I'm really sorry. Like, I heard the news. I hope, like, speedy recovery. He's like, don't worry, man. It's part of the game. Like, I know you're a true pro. So, like, you do feel bad after the fact. Or one time it happened and the other player for the Royals had to get x-rays in our clubhouse after, and I saw him and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. He's like, don't worry about it. So we do have that, like, after the game, after the fact, once we flip the switch off to, like, shoot, I'm not pitching anymore. Like, how's the guy doing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, that's Pablo López of the Minnesota Twins. We'll do one more segment with him before we play initials in like 15 minutes. $108,000 up for grabs with the St. Paul Federal Credit Union initials jackpot. Will give Pablo a chance to play the game for the first time. Marnie's here. Parrish is here. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
The Fan.